Our next speaker is Yuliia Klymenko. She is the Deputy Minister of Economic Development and Trade of Ukraine. Before joining as a public servant, Ms. Klymenko gained extensive experience in managing large-scale companies and improving efficiency of processes and procedures in organizations such as Dragon Capital and Cantic Enterprises. Ms. Klymenko, please welcome.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's my pleasure to be here this afternoon and speak to you. This conference actually taking place at a challenging time of Ukraine. I will try to be as short as possible, and we'll start with entertainment. I will show you a few videos, which probably will be not boring as my speech further. So let's start with a video. Ukraine is a country of investment and trade opportunities, and we as a government trying to do a lot and doing a lot, and will do a lot to attract as much investments as we can. So what we actually done for a short period of 2015? Through the efforts of Ukrainian government and assistance of European and international partners, we have restored macroeconomic stability, and now in Ukraine in a much better situation than at the beginning of the year. Over the past 6 months, we have seen our previous volatile currency become stable. Inflation has lowered, the decline of our industrial output has slowed, domestic deposits have returned, and our anti-corruption efforts are underway. I am sure you are aware that the rating agency Standard & Poor's recently upgraded Ukraine loan and short-term rating to B- and B respectively, following the successful approval of Ukrainians restructuring by holders of the Ukraine's Eurobonds. Lastly, Ukraine is predicted to recover the economic growth with the World Bank and IMF forecasting a positive rate of 2% in 2016. This is just early indications, and we are cautious, but these positive signs show that the cooperation with our international partners help us to restore the macroeconomic stability, and that it's needed for business and investors to prosper in Ukraine. So we have a lot to do. Our main pillars are eradicating corruption, privatization, deregulation, getting rid of all burdens for business and investments. all other kind of reforms that we are started and we are proceeding with, and we are committed for this year and next year. So for some macroeconomic data, I would like to show you another video. And then I will proceed with more information on opportunities. And what is Ukraine actually can offer for the rest of the world? For more than 20 years, Ukraine economy was based on exporting raw materials. From agricultural to metallurgy, high value-added goods were the key exports, despite the human resources we possess. So then I will show you a presentation. Can we have a presentation? Yes. So our goal is to build knowledge-based economy. Why? Because Ukraine's geographical location, combined with its low production costs, creates the opportunity to become a major service manufacturing and trading hub at the intersection of Europe and Asia. Ukraine has a robust infrastructure for sustaining an export-oriented economy with extensive opportunity to build cross-border synergy with the EU, extensive network of roadways and railways, plenty of seaports and passenger airports. However, the most important ingredients in our human capital with a high proficiency in engineering and IT. IT sector has grown 20 times throughout the years of Ukraine independence. 5 major IT hubs were established due to the abundance of highly skilled professionals in Ukraine has. There is a strong correlation between the level of human capital and GDP per capita. Ukraine holds 31st position according to the World Economic Forum, right after Poland and Czech Republic. Countries with a similar human capital have an average GDP per capita of around $30,000, while Ukraine has only about $9,000. This gap of $20,000 shows the great potential that we have. Human capital in Ukraine is greatly underutilized today, and due to the little investment in the technologies and production means for the past 23 years. Highly advanced human capital and lower wages will allow Ukraine to become the new high-tech hub right next to the EU border. So, where are we now? According to the World Bank, there are 4 key pillars of the knowledge economy. We are on ranked 93 when it comes to the economic regime. Here we're facing the fact that for the last 23 years the market was not properly advancing. The ICT development, we are holding the 77th position within the World Bank index. When it comes to the innovations, we are 59th to work harder on the protection of intellectual properties. However, 56, sorry. However, education is our key competence and competitive advantage. We have a very strong educational system which has been in place in our country for many generations. Number 1 in engineering force in Central and Eastern Europe. Ukraine's economy is underskilled and does not meet human capital potential. More high-tech and mid-tech jobs are urgently needed. This opens enormous opportunities. So, this I will follow for a little bit later, we'll follow with good examples that already established in Ukraine. But what we need to do? We need to do, first of all, as I said, deregulation. We need electronic public procurement, facilitation, judicial reforms, police reform, anti-corruption reform, etc., etc. Our next steps in telecom includes 4G and LTE, mobile number portability, implementing e-governance. To ensure the advance of innovations, we are working on structural reform on intellectual property rights that will focus on combating copyright, piracy and enforcement, improving the protection and enforcement of IP rights, legalizing the use of software by the government. To boost out of human capital even further, we plan to launch online educational resources and use massive open online courses. We are dedicated to introduce the best world practice of contemporary online education. Ukraine is a top in Eastern Europe by the number of certified IT professionals according to the popular certification provider. So, good examples that we already have in Ukraine. We have Samsung. Okay, so 2 minutes. Samsung launched an R&D office in Kiev in 2009 and employed more than 1,000 people in Kiev. Up to 63 million of additional investment is planned for this office. Then we have Boeing. In 2014, just after the revolution, Boeing decided to downsize its office in Moscow and establish research hub in Kiev. So now they employed more than 400 engineering professionals and are focusing on a Boeing office in Ukraine, working on aerospace innovations. Then we have great company Sigma. A Swedish consulting company, Sigma, opened in 2006 in Ukraine. Highly qualified IT professionals with creating complete cycle IT solutions. The group expects to grow in Ukraine 3 times in the next couple of years. So we have a lot of other good examples, but unfortunately no time. So, it's time to invest. I would like to say that Ukraine's innovation, IT and strong R&D industries are open for business more than ever. Ukraine is a great place to locate high and mid-tech manufacturing in Ukraine. It's time to invest in Ukraine, and we are as a government committed to help you. So don't miss the opportunity. Yeah,